Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to go ahead and give you some manifestation advice, okay? Give you some affirmations that you can use to manifest your goals, dreams, relationship, partner, SP, whatever it is that you're manifesting, okay? So I will go ahead and pick cards from my Law of Assumption deck to see what you can be affirming right now to completely change your life, change your mindset, okay? Be more in alignment with your manifestation. So yeah, let's go ahead and pick the cards to see what is going on, or not what is going on, but what you can be saying. Okay, I really like this. I am happy and thriving. My life is perfect. I love this affirmation. My life is perfect. So, for a lot of you, you don't have to be high vibrational to manifest whatsoever. But if you're manifesting something, why not manifest for your mental health? Why not manifest feeling good? You can manifest in any state of mind and it will still manifest. Okay, you can manifest through tears. You can affirm through like tears, frustration, whatever. But I have noticed that like whenever I'm personally in like a good state of mind, I feel more confident about my manifestations and just my manifestation abilities. And just like when I tell myself, oh, I'm happy, I'm good, that also helps me take my manifestations off the pedestal a little bit because, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, you were fine before it. You were fine before you met that person. You're gonna be fine regardless. Okay, telling yourself that I'm happy and content exactly the way I am, exactly with the way life is, will magnetize that manifestation to you faster than ever. Okay, telling yourself I'm happy, I'm thriving, like I'm good, I'm so content and whole within myself, that will definitely bring about your manifestation because you're telling your mind like, hey, we're good, we're not in that state of like desperation or lack, or we're fine exactly the way that we are. Like that thing, that person, that job is just a cherry on the top in our life, and it just helps you kind of like, not necessarily, I don't want to say detach, but like take that thing off the pedestal, because a lot of you guys think like you can't live without that thing, or your life will only get better when you have that thing. And it's like, if you tell yourself my life is good right now, like you're telling yourself you already have your desires, you're living in the present moment. And if your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. So if you tell yourself I have everything that I want right now, my life is perfect, that thing has no choice but to manifest. Okay, I've really been a big fan of like living in the present moment. I would always hear people talk about that, but I think it just clicked for me in like the last week or so, like what that really means. So living in the present moment, um, means you're detaching from the past. You're detaching from like the negative things that you've gone through in the past. Because for a lot of you, subconsciously, the past is still kind of like ingrained in your mind, like the past of like not feeling good enough, not feeling chosen, rejected, ghosted, all of that. You are not your past. You have to completely get rid of that version of yourself. Okay, you have to focus on the new version of yourself. You have to tell yourself, hey, I get everything I want. Every single version of me gets everything I want in every single timeline. And your desires have no choice but to materialize. So just telling yourself I have what I want right now is going to trick your brain into like believing that you actually do, and your 3D will have no choice but to reflect that. Okay, but you have to stop victimizing yourself. You have to get out of that victim mentality. I would hear this all the time. I didn't really know what it meant until I got into manifestation and like realized that, okay, when I actually did that, when I actually got out of this victim mentality, things came to me really fast. Like they came to me faster than like when I was dwelling on the past, this, that, oh, my ex back then did this, oh, men suck, women suck, this sucks, like I always get. No, I stopped telling myself that story. It is so important, what story you're telling yourself, especially when your mind is on autopilot. A lot of you will affirm for 5-10 minutes. Okay, you'll do your like affirmation scripting, journaling, and then you'll go back to like just feeling really like sad for yourself. You'll have this pity party. You'll go around walking um, in your city. You're hanging out with friends, and like you'll just like get the old thoughts and give into the old thoughts. Something that I want to say is, it's okay to feel fear, ego, whatever, but it's not okay to feed it. Okay, starve the ego, feed the soul. So fear is literally ego. Okay, so you have to kind of just not give into your ego, and like that in itself is an affirmation. Like, I'm not giving into my ego, I'm not giving into fear. Okay, fear actually stands for false evidence appearing real. So if your 3D is not what you want it to be, that is false. That is the old story. You have to drop the old story. The old story is dead. Okay, the 3D is literally the past showing up. It's literally your past thoughts. Okay, give it a minute, give it some time. If you don't want to do that, you can just say like, I manifest instantly in the 3D. The 3D is always showing me evidence of my manifestations. Okay, the 3D is always so peaceful. It's always so good to be in. I love, being in the 3D. I love my life right now. Hence, I'm happy and thriving. My life is perfect. Okay. Also, another analogy or metaphor, whatever you want to call it, I don't even know what it is, but something else that I want to talk about is like the stars. The light that we see from the stars is actually light that, is just now reaching us. Those stars are actually dead. That's the same thing with the 3D, okay? Stop being triggered by the 3D because that's literally your old thoughts playing out. But the minute you started affirming for that new reality, you already quantum shifted, quantum leap, like you already gave birth to your desire in the quantum realm, spiritual realm, whatever you want to call it. And it's just a matter of it catching up to the 3D or the 3D catching up to it. And the best way to do that is to raise your consciousness or shift your consciousness. And the best way to do that is to think thoughts that are in your favor. So this is not new information, okay? But this is just, I feel like whenever people talk about why this works, what consciousness is, what, like the quantum realm really means, what it means to really shift realities, it makes a lot more sense. At the end of the day, affirming is what's going to get you there. Getting out of that victim mentality is what's going to get you there. And again, there's an affirmation for everything. If you guys are having a hard time taking your desire off the pedestal, all you have to say is, it's easy for me to take that desire off the pedestal. I know that thing is not better than me. I know that I deserve that thing. Getting what you want is your birthright. Okay, there's nothing that's like too hard to attain. There's nothing that's out of your league, out of bounds. There's no external entity that's dictating when you get this divine timing. I do tarot readings and I refrain from using that word because divine timing is nothing but what our subconscious mind dictates. Okay, there's like, God isn't saying your higher self isn't saying, am I I think I'm gonna get this at this time because that's when like the stars will align, or like none of that. And like, I'm into astrology, I'm into tarot, and even I've realized that like, you have to like not give that much attention, pay that much attention to astrological events or anything else going around you, because like I said, the only person that's dictating whether or not you get that is yourself. Okay, it's not Mercury retrograde, it's not Saturn in Pisces. Okay, definitely you can use astrology to work in your favor, make it benefit you, but don't be a victim of it. Like, don't don't make it not work for you. Like, for a lot of you, you're just like, oh my gosh, it's Mercury retrograde, things are gonna go haywire, we're gonna break up, this or that, or this always happens at like this point in time. And it does not have to be that way. You have to break that pattern by telling yourself like, okay, this time it's gonna be different. This time I choose abundance, I choose happiness, I choose the reality that I want. It all starts with you. It's not about your desire conforming. It's about you conforming to your subconscious mind, or you conforming to your thoughts, you showing up for yourself, you giving yourself that diligence, discipline to give you what you want, to work on your self-concept, to not victimize yourself, to not blame others, to not blame external circumstances. I know that can be hard. I know, like, when the 3D is showing you something that's unfavorable, like, we're humans, we react to it, that's fine. But just tell yourself, okay, if I created this, I can uncreate this. It doesn't have to be this way. From here on out, I'm only choosing happiness, I'm only choosing abundance, I'm in my most abundant timeline. I really, really love that affirmation. Anytime like I feel anxiety or I have fears or doubt or whatever, I will literally just say, nope, I'm in my most abundant timeline right now. I have everything I want right now. Yeah, things are going to be okay. My life is perfect. I know that, I'm going to get what I want. Personally, for me, I've really been liking present tense affirmations. You can affirm in any tense. You can affirm in future tense, past tense. As long as you tell yourself that it'll work for you, it will work for you. Because that's what the law of assumption is. It's creating your own rules and making assumptions and making these things work for you. Make these things work in your favor by telling yourself it works in your favor, okay? I know some people like, doing silly placebo effects, like, oh, every time I drink water, my bank account gets, bigger. Every time I breathe, my SP falls more in love with me, okay? So just say that every time I affirm, like, I'm that much closer to my manifestations. I get my manifestations. I see movement in the 3D, okay? So do not ever give up on yourself. This isn't even about giving up on your manifestations. It's about not giving up on yourself, not giving up on, you getting that thing that you want, okay? And for a lot of you, I know you're just like, oh my gosh, like, it's been months, it's been weeks, it's been whatever. Don't pay attention to time. Okay, the worst thing you can do is pay attention to time, because in the quantum realm, in the law of assumption world, in the manifestation world, you are not supposed to give any meaning to time, because the minute you affirmed for that thing, it already happened, okay? It already became a reality, and it's just a matter of it becoming a reality in your 3D reality. But it's like time isn't, I don't want to say it doesn't exist, but it's not the same as it is in the 3D. That you have to live in like the 5D. You have to live in the quantum realm, and like ignore the 3D completely until it's exactly what you want it to be. Okay, and the way to do that is to shift your consciousness by only thinking thoughts that are in alignment with your manifestation, or mostly thinking thoughts that are in alignment with your manifestation. And like I said, showing up for yourself, affirming, scripting, visualizing. You will get exactly what you want. You just have to tell yourself, I have it right now. I've always had it. I'm worthy of it, okay? And you keep doing that until you see movement. Some people are just like, how much do I affirm for? Until you see your manifestations coming to fruition, okay? How many times should you affirm in a day? Every time that thought comes into your mind, affirm for that. Affirm for self-concept. Affirm, change your assumptions about that thing. Personally, for me, I really like scripting. I like doing EFT tapping. I have a couple of videos of that. I have a whole playlist on EFT tapping. You can EFT tap your affirmations. It's actually backed up by science. Okay, you literally just tap on the meridian points, and I personally feel a lot better, calmer. Definitely clears out weird energy. I feel good about myself, my manifestations. It helps me just get back on the pedestal, and it will help you too. Okay, it helps you take your desire off the pedestal and realize that that thing or that person is lucky to have you. They're even lucky you looked in their direction. They're lucky that you gave them the time of day. So yeah, I personally, for me, those are some of my affirmations. Anyone would be lucky to be with me. It's a privilege to be around me. It's an honor to talk to me. I know that sounds like a certain way to some people, but it's if you can't say that about yourself, you need to work on your self-concept. I'm just saying, okay? And self-concept, confidence isn't about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about realizing that no one is better than you. Okay, that nothing is above you, nothing is hard for you to attain. That's what true confidence is. Okay, do whatever you got to do, say whatever you got to say to gain that self-confidence. It can be as dramatic as possible. I know there's some extremely dramatic affirmations that people use, and it works for them. It works for them, and it's not like they act cocky or rude. It's just that whenever something does happen to them, they don't internalize that in a bad way. Let's say the 3D shows them something, because they've been affirming so much, and regurgitating these dramatic affirmations back to them. They're just so unbothered by the 3D. That's exactly what you have to do. You have to be so unbothered by the 3D until it is exactly what you want, because it's fake. You literally have to see it as a dream, or I don't want to say nightmare, but yeah, maybe for some of you, if you are going through an unfavorable 3D, just tell yourself it's a dream. It's going to be over soon. Okay, you don't have to stick with anything that you don't want. You have the option to change it, and the best thing about this entire thing is that it's free. Okay, all you have to do is change your thoughts, change your assumptions, be consistent, don't give up. It's okay to take a break for 1 or 2 days, but then get back on top of it. Okay, even if you don't have to affirm if you're not feeling good. If you want to feel good and then affirm, that's completely fine as well. But you're not going to ruin your manifestation by first of all thinking too much about it or not doing enough. You just have to create the assumption that whatever you're doing is bringing you to what you want. Okay, you can affirm 2 times. You can literally create the law that, okay, I affirm for 5 minutes a day, and I will get exactly what I want. The more I think about the thing that I want, the more it comes to me, or the more I am going to get that thing. The more I think about my SP, the more they think about me. The more I think about being rich, the more money comes to me. Okay, you don't have to detach by not thinking about the thing that you want. But I will say, change your perspective about how you go about manifesting it. So instead of thinking oh, I'm doing this to get that thing that I that get that SP, get the money think of it as like you're doing it to give yourself something that would make you happy. Do you see how, that ties into self-concept? Like you're doing something to make yourself happy. That is self-love. So see it as that rather than, thinking that you're doing this because it's the only thing that will make you happy. No, it's something that will add to your life because you're already happy, you're already content. Okay. So yeah, I will go ahead and end the video right here. I do want to let you know that I offer manifestation coaching. I also custom make subliminals. I also yeah, do in-depth tarot readings. So if you're interested in any of these services, check out the description box below where you will see my website. And you can sign up for those services through there. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Thank you so much. Love and light.